And we're live. Awesome. Cool. Well, welcome to the HubSpot for staffing agencies. I'm Travis. This is Anthony. And we're here to really dive into how HubSpot can be a game changer for staffing agencies, especially on the business development side. So quick introductions. I'm Travis Scott, not the rapper, but just a marketer and a HubSpot partner. I'm the founder and principal consultant at Rainier Digital, and we are a demand and ops consultancy agency. We're a HubSpot Gold partner, and I work with Anthony through our partnership with HubSpot, and he is my channel account manager. And so I'll pass it to him to introduce himself.
Yeah, my name's Anthony Georgi, channel account manager with HubSpot. In another lifetime, I was a former recruiter, so worked in the staffing agency before. But my role as a channel account manager is to work with our solution partners to help identify and sell to a variety of different industries. So Travis is one of our top staffing agency partners in our ecosystem. And, our solution partners are experts in the fields they work in and can really offer a very strategic approach to leveraging HubSpot to accelerate growth within your market.
Awesome. Yeah. And, staffing agencies are interesting because their business models are different than a lot of other companies that use HubSpot. And I think for staffing agencies, a lot of times you're running your business development through your ATS, which an applicant tracking system is great for tracking candidates, but doesn't always make for the best CRM. And so I think a lot of times, I'll have people who are running staffing agencies or running sales, and they just want something that's a better all-encompassing solution for their business development. They want to pull it out of the ATS, run it separately, and then push back in to Bullhorn or whatever it is they're using. So today, what we're going to do is just kind of open up the hood a little bit. And I'm going to talk about kind of all the features, benefits, kind of the 30,000 foot view of what you can do with HubSpot. And then Anthony's going to go into a demo and show you under the hood of what it looks like, how you would use it if you were at a staffing agency, and how it can really change the game for you. So I'm going to throw up some. I'm going to get rid of our mugs and throw up the slides that I have. I only have a few slides, and I'll try to run through them pretty quickly so we can get into the exciting part, which is what Anthony's doing. So a little bit about me and Rainier Digital. I'm a HubSpot Gold partner, like I mentioned. Like Anthony, I also have recruitment experience, and so that's why we make a good team because we've both been there on that side of the table. I've been in both agency and corporate. I worked at got my start at a boutique agency in Denver. I worked for a large agency at one time as well, mostly doing account management and sales there during 2009 when the economy was worse than it is now, which was not fun. And then I went on the corporate side, worked at Microsoft, Booking.com, also Comcast as well. But I've also been in sales and kind of most recently the last decade or so in more of a leadership and strategy side of things in marketing. I was a director of marketing for a company based in Denver in the medical component world. And now I do demand gen and marketing ops. And marketing ops is basically the technology, the processes. HubSpot is a core component of marketing ops. And so I help people build demand strategies, roadmaps, implement HubSpot. Onboarding is the training, and help you design and build an infrastructure that's built for demand gen and revenue reporting and attribution. And that's kind of my specialty, and as well as with staffing agencies specifically because of my experience. So are you feeling the pain? My logo is kind of blocking that. I didn't take into account that UI, but are you feeling the pain of running your biz dev out of your ATS? And I would say for a lot of companies, they probably are, or maybe they've switched to, it's so clunky that they're using a spreadsheet, which is, man, got to get out of that spreadsheet and into something, make your life easier. And so there's some things that, the pains that you're dealing with your legacy software, your Bullhorn, whatever you're using as your CRM now, your spreadsheet, and then how you can fix that pain with HubSpot. And so these are kind of the core elements that HubSpot will help dull the pain for you for data reporting, automation, messaging, content. And a lot of these things, things like Bullhorn might be able to do the data okay, but reporting, you're not going to get the depth and the breadth of reporting that you can get in HubSpot. The automation, that's what HubSpot was built on. It was first marketing automation, and then the CRM was built, and then the sales automation and service, website, CMS, ops, everything was built on top of it. And that's where it's different from a Salesforce. Salesforce was a CRM, and then they've went out and acquired all of these functions, duct taped them together, and it works, but you can tell that there's some duct tape there. And so HubSpot, everything is built into the platform, and it works seamlessly. And also it's just easier to use than Salesforce. So if you're thinking about Salesforce, let's talk first. Messaging, all of your emails, whether it's marketing emails, sales emails, all get put in one place. You can have an inbox for if you have a sales a shared inbox, manage that, divvy out leads to the salesperson, people there, and then content, sales enablement, any documents, any content that your sales team will use in their sales process can be built in as well. And so now I'm going to go through each of these just at a very high level, and then Anthony's going to dive in deeper in the demo. But I'm just going to quickly hit data reporting, automation, messaging, and content, and how that relates to what you do in HubSpot. So from a data perspective, one of the nice things about HubSpot sitting in front of your ATS, so you're not replacing your ATS. We're just using HubSpot as your place to, it's where all your inbound leads will come, all your outbound and prospecting will happen. And that's where you're doing the qualifying and you're doing your prospecting. And then once that lead turns into a really legit opportunity, at that point, you can then sync it back to your ATS, back to Bullhorn, and you're getting really good data in Bullhorn, and you're keeping it clean because there's going to be a lot of leads that you get, especially from inbound, that are not going to be good. But now they're just clogging up Bullhorn, right? You want them to kind of clog up HubSpot. They're not going to clog it up because it's built to handle that. But you're going to keep your data clean. And then you can also, if you wanted to level up and do something like OpsHub Pro, it'll fix formatting issues. Like if you get a first name that's all caps, you really don't want to send out an automated sequence or email to someone that says, hi, all caps. And so you want to fix that data and clean that data. And what's nice is you can also push that clean data back into Bullhorn as well. So if that's how your data is in Bullhorn and you push it into HubSpot, OpsHub Pro will clean it up, fix it. And then when you sync it back, it'll be clean in Bullhorn. So from a data hygiene perspective, it will really help there. You can simplify your tech stack. Like I mentioned, the way that Salesforce is duct taped together, that's how a lot of people's tech stacks are right now, where you have your ATS, but then you have this platform and this tool and this thing and this thing. And all of a sudden now you're working with your own duct taped MarTech stack or recruiting tech stack. Because all of these things have been built into HubSpot, you can get rid of a lot of those other things and pull them in. So you won't need Constant Contact or MailChimp. You can do marketing from there. You won't need SalesLoft or any other kind of sales automation. You can do that from there. You don't need Calendly. You can do that from here. You really kind of don't need Google Analytics anymore, which with GA4 is probably a good thing because you can get a lot of what you need in HubSpot. Um, so that'll decrease your costs, and it plays very well in the sandbox with a lot of things. Unlike traditionally, I think it's getting better in the recruiting space, but traditionally, recruiting technology has not played well with other platforms and tools, and especially marketing and sales related tools that you might want to bolt on. HubSpot is built for that. There's a lot of native integrations like Bullhorn, Greenhouse, and Zoho for ATS. There's ways to integrate with things like Surf and HubLead to sync all your LinkedIn messaging into HubSpot, which is big if you're in sales or especially in staffing. Um, you can tap into Zoom Info, Apollo, or Clearbit for prospecting and pushing contacts into HubSpot, enriching that data in your CRM. And then Zoom meeting recordings. There's a really tight integration with Zoom so that all your recordings can get uploaded into HubSpot. All the transcripts are there, and it's all in one tight place. Like I mentioned, the integrations. This is an example of what all you can integrate with Bullhorn. A lot of it is a bi-directional sync, but that doesn't mean that it has to be bi-directional. You can actually choose to just say, I only want contacts going into Bullhorn, not contacts coming into HubSpot from Bullhorn. So a lot of flexibility in how you can connect, but a lot of different data points, a lot of different objects that you can connect between the two. And I apologize if I'm going fast. There's a lot to cover, and I really want to get to Anthony's part because that's going to be the best part. More about data, and I think this is where the benefit of HubSpot comes in, is because of the data, because you're able to pull it out of Bullhorn, put it in somewhere where now you can just focus on sales and outbound, and you're not having to look at candidates and everything that's in your ATS. You just pull it out and focus and have your data, have your reporting. And that's why I have 3 slides on data, because I think that's where the benefit really is. It's highly customizable, where you can have custom properties, custom views, contact views, custom pipelines. You can build it to match whatever your business is, whatever your processes are. Automated data entry. You can use workflows and automation to automate things that you're doing by hand now. Sales playbooks. Anthony's going to dive into those a little bit. But that's just really going to help you keep your sales team, consistent in discovery calls, qualifying calls, getting the information they need the first time. And then the segmentation, building lists, static lists, active lists, and active lists are kind of dynamic, that they change based on different changes in the CRM. So those will always update. But being able to build out lists based on different properties, especially your custom properties, and then use that to target and send very highly customized emails is really a key piece. Reporting, lots of reporting. This is where I mentioned you don't really need Google Analytics. I used to live in Google Analytics, and now I hardly look at it. Part of that is GA4 because it's awful, but part of that is I just don't need to. I have everything I need to see, from website analytics, sales analytics, sales activity, revenue. I can build dashboards. I have it all here. I don't need to go and use other tools. AI forecasting. Anthony may talk a little bit about that, but that's something that's pretty new and really is going to be a game changer moving forward. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold, and it's hard to talk this much. Automation. This is kind of, like I said, where HubSpot was built, on automation, on marketing automation especially, but that automation now goes into sales automation, on outbound email sequences, deal and pipeline, lead routing. You can also build lead scoring, and Anthony's going to talk a little bit about lead scoring and how you can leverage that. And then content. This is any documents that you have for sales enablement. You can have those in HubSpot, and your sales team can quickly add those as attachments, and then you can see who opens and engages with them. Templates and snippets are really for those things that you are always finding yourself typing all the time. You can just create templates and snippets and save a lot of time. Quotes, kind of talked about sequences and marketing emails, landing pages. If you go to an event, or you're having an event, or you want to really specifically focus on one certain thing, you can build some custom landing pages and custom forms. And if you have Marketing Hub Pro, you can manage all of your social media from here. So no more Hootsuite or anything like that. You pull that in here. And you can also manage all of your ads. If you run Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, you can manage them all here instead of going to all of those different platforms, and also leverage the lists you build to build your audiences for those ads. So a lot of great stuff. And I know I went through fast. If you have questions, pop them into the chat. We can't see who all is here, especially on LinkedIn. And so feel free to chat, engage, ask us questions. We'll have a question section at the end. But now I'm going to hand it over to Anthony to share his screen and run through a demo.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Travis. Great rundown of the staffing agency. So should be able to see my screen now. So I always like to, when I'm talking to a new customer, always start on this page, like, why choose HubSpot, and why entrust HubSpot with your business. So HubSpot is the #1 ranked CRM in the world as a 2023 G2 report. We're the #1 platform for scaling businesses. So all of our tools are designed to help you scale. And HubSpot is a CRM platform at its core, but you can run all your customer facing teams out of one solution, not just your sales organization. So one system, or one single source of truth where everyone can align on, which as an output will produce a much more exceptional customer experience for the folks you're selling to. So with everyone working out of one system and one tool, we've seen like a way higher adoption rate, and just, teams are aligned better. You have that single source of truth. When you're working out of multiple platforms and multiple different tool sets, there's definitely data silos, and that can create issues as you're trying to scale the business. So like I mentioned, at the core, HubSpot is a CRM platform, which is the backbone of the software. And on top of that, we layer our different hubs. So we have a sales hub, which we'll talk about today, marketing hub that can attract and engage an audience, a service hub that's geared to increasing the longevity and the life cycle of your customers, and then operations and a CMS and a commerce hub as well. So, HubSpot is an extremely good platform as a whole, but, you can run it all together, or super powerful alone as well. So, we have a lot of customers that use just our sales and marketing, or will use the whole suite. So diving into HubSpot, always like to start on this page, which really just shows like the contact record where most people be spending most of their time. So on the left-hand side of the screen, it's great because these are custom property fields that are unique for each user. So you can customize and create your own property fields that are specific for your industry, for your business. So as a staffing agency, you want to be able to see the contact's information, their job title, whether this is a client or a candidate. So you could create all these different drop-down menus yourself. And what's even better is you could report on this and create lists and create filters that are only showing you the type of contacts that you're looking to speak with. So I have like city and state and company name displayed on here as well. So very easy to create and customize your own set of property views that are unique for each user within the software. On the middle of the screen, this is where you'll be able to see all the activity with this contact. So you could see all the engagement they've had with your company from the moment they first visited your website to the every interaction you've had via email or text message or a phone call, and then any specific notes that you have with this customer. So on here, you could filter the activities based on notes, emails. You can make phone calls directly out of here. So we have our own VoIP system integrated. It does call recordings. You could save the phone calls within the CRM. And then for sales managers, you could always reference these calls, listen to them, have them flagged if something like a discrepancy came up. So there's a lot of neat stuff that you could do with the calling that is unique to HubSpot. Ability to create tasks. So if I wanted to, give myself a task to follow up with this client again in 2 weeks, very easy to just put a callback note on here. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, this is where you can see all the associations. So I could see, where the company that this contact works at, any deal records that we have with this company. So a deal is just a selling opportunity. So maybe this company is looking to staff engineers in San Diego. So very easy just to create a new deal for engineers. And then you could select different deal stages that are customized to your industry. So all you got to do is hit create, and now this deal is going to be added into your pipeline. And we'll touch more on the pipeline here in a sec. There's a lot of other unique stuff that you could do within the Sales Hub on a contact record. We have a native integration with both Outlook and Gmail. So you could work directly out of HubSpot, which a lot of our customers do, or you could work directly out of Gmail or Outlook, and everything will be tracked into HubSpot. So your emails and calendars will be connected to here. So very easy to create an email. You'll have all different sorts of templates. So you could customize and create any type of templates that you want. This way you're not spending time recreating an email each time. You could have your standardized templates, and they could have personalized tokens on there. So it recognizes the first name of the contact. It recognizes what company they're working at. So there's a lot of unique personalization tokens that you can use to customize your templates. We have a feature called snippets, which is great for note taking. So you can create your own snippets. This way you're standardizing the way you're taking notes or the way you're notating information in the CRM. So for every single one of my calls, this is information I want to get from the client before I move them on to the next stage. So you can create thousands of different snippets in the CRM, and they're all customizable and just made to save time on note taking. We have a calendar integration in here, so very easy to schedule meetings. So if I wanted to create a meeting, it's directly integrated with my Gmail, so I could see my availability. I could add different attendees to this, so myself and Travis, and if I wanted to add anyone else, easily do so. You could easily just make this a Zoom event, and then all you need to do is put a title on here and save it onto your schedule, and all the attendees will receive a meeting invite. I also have the meeting scheduler embedded into my email. So this way, anytime someone gets an email from me, they can schedule a meeting directly from my email signature. We have a automation feature called sequences, and this is one of the tool sets a lot of our staffing agencies use to automate their outreach to their clients. So to enroll somebody in an email sequence, you just hit this button, email sequence, and then you could select from a custom list of different sequences that you've created. All sequences are a customized cadence of different types of outreaches. So you can see the sequence I have displayed here has a total of 6 steps. 3 of them are automated emails. So I have an email that goes out day 1, and then 3 business days later, it'll send another email. And then a business day later, it'll give me a task to give a call to the prospect. Another business day, it'll give me a task to call the prospect. 3 days later, another automated email, and then a final task to call the prospect. Anytime someone responds or books a meeting or engages with this sequence, they'll be removed. So that way they're not receiving the next steps when they shouldn't be. So this is an automated way to outreach to your prospects with, and you just kind of let the system do the work for you. And of course, with all this, you could report on the efficacy of your sequences. So this will show you how many people you currently have enrolled in a sequence, what the booked meeting rate is, what the reply rate is, how many deals were created from this sequence, and then more importantly, how much revenue has been generated from the sequence. So HubSpot is all about reporting on your efficacy of what's working and what's not working. So that way you can make pivots, you can identify bottlenecks, super easy to identify maybe something that's going wrong in your sales process. Speaking of a sales process, HubSpot gives you the ability to manage your deals within a pipeline. So you'll have these custom pipelines that you could set up with each deal stage being specific to your business. So this is a deal pipeline that Travis built out, unique for staffing agencies. You'll notice at the bottom, there's a revenue. So each deal, you could put amount of forecasted revenue that you're projecting from closing it. And each stage has its probability of close. So, a qualifying schedule or a qualifying call has a way lower probability than someone who's like working with recs. So you can see the weighted probability is higher here. So this gives sales managers and decision makers within the company the forecast information they need to accurately predict revenue coming in, month over month, quarter over quarter. So you could filter out like close dates. So if I want to look at my pipeline to see what's projected to close next month, very easy to filter that out. You could filter it on different deal owners. So, different sales reps within the company, very easy to see their forecasted deal amount each quarter, each month. Next up, we have these things called lists. So there's two different types of lists that you could create within HubSpot. We have an active list and we have a static list. Active lists are going to be updated anytime a certain criteria is met within the CRM. So for instance, anytime you generated maybe a new contact that is in San Diego and they're hiring for engineers, you could have that that contact automatically put into this list. So this way, if you're actively outbounding or selling to or trying to staff companies within San Diego, you have that San Diego list already generated, and it's constantly being updated as new contacts are being moved into that list based on that criteria that you set up. We also have what's called a static list. Now, these are not going to be automatically updated. So this is great for when you're doing like email blast or email campaigns to maybe you have a set list of people that you've worked with in 2022 and you want to just remarket to them. That's a good sales motion for creating a static list. So the big difference is one's automatically updated based on criteria. One is set. You'd have to manually add them to the static list if you need them to be in there. Another super powerful feature within HubSpot is our playbooks. So this is a way to standardize the types of calls that your sales reps or your account managers are having with prospects. So Travis did a really great job building one that's unique for the staffing agency. But just know that you can create, I believe, up to 10 or 15 different playbooks within the CRM that are all going to be tailored to what type of call you're having and who you're speaking with. So if I'm a new BDR or new sales rep and it's my first day on the job, this is a great way to kind of put the guardrails in place to make sure that I'm asking and speaking to the customer in the right way. So before the call, you should research your prospect's business, create an agenda, send it to your prospect, and set a time and date that works both for you. So now on this call, I know I need to ask them, how long have the roles been open? Why is this role open? What happens if you don't fill this role quickly? So consequence of inaction. Who was the hiring manager? How do you prefer to work with agencies? What is your interview process like? And then, of course, like a disclaimer about the fee for the first hire. Again, these are all customizable by you. And you could kind of put whatever type of personalization tokens or information that you need in here. So very easy to create playbooks for all different kind of sales motions within the business. Showed you the deal stage before, but I want to kind of call out, you could set up required fields that are in place. So that way, if I move a deal to closed lost, like let's say we were talking to a company and, you know, they're either the position got filled or they're no longer hiring. Travis has it set up so I have to put a closed loss reason. And this is a great way for you to start aggregating data and tailoring lists based on, you know, common closing objections or why they weren't interested in your services. So this is great for remarketing purposes later, or maybe, you know, you want to visit a list that was generated last summer that, you know, the positions filled up quickly. So you could customize what criteria is required to move deals within the different deal stages. But one of the best practices is to always have a closed loss reason and have it standardized. So that way you're capturing insightful data that's showing you why a prospect is no longer, you know, moving forward with your services, or why you weren't able to fill that position. So I touched on it briefly, but, you know, HubSpot, we're all about reporting. We're all about showing you, you know, the results of your hard work. So with our Sales Hub, we have a ton of out of the box reports that are already built out for you, that are, you know, made to show like sales managers, coaches, and reps. Like, I want to see, you know, what my lead funnel is, how many leads am I generating? How many leads does each sales rep have? What is their conversion rate? What's the average time for first touch? How many deals are we creating from this? How many closed won amount? So this gives you the, you know, good insight into all your leads. Also, a really popular report that we have, again, right out of the box, is the prospecting activities. I want to see what activities are resulting in, you know, deals being created or revenue being booked. So you could see the results of all the different sequences that you have going on. You could see like the meeting outcomes for all your different sales reps. You could report on all the phone calls. So connection rates, average calls, average call duration. Again, all the calls are recorded, so you could hop in here and listen to them if you need to. You could see all the tasks. So making sure your sales reps are staying on top of their tasks, and then reporting on all the emails. So you can see what's been sent, what's been open, clicks. There's a ton of data that's given on your email reporting. Now, if these out of the box reports are not enough for you, one of the cool things about HubSpot is you could build your own custom reports pretty much in any data field that we have in the CRM. And you can build what we call dashboards. So a dashboard is essentially a bunch of different reports aggregated into one easy to view screen. So this is just an example dashboard I built out for tracking like activities on sales reps. So you could see like their activities and their meeting outcomes and all that. You could see deal revenue by source, deal source, number of closed deals by source. So a lot of insight into like capturing revenue and, you know, different deal stages and what sources are providing us with the most closed won revenue. Again, all customizable by you, and you could have as many different dashboards showing whatever types of reporting that you need. One of the newer features within HubSpot is our prospecting dashboard. So this is going to be like the homepage for your sales reps. This is a very easy to visualize place for a sales rep to log in every day, see any tasks that they have overdue or scheduled, what's due tomorrow, what's overdue today. I have my meeting calendar scheduled directly on here, so I know exactly what my day-to-day looks like. I can see all my activities for my contacts. So I could see like 273 new contacts has been assigned to myself. There's 5 emails I haven't responded to in 14 days. So this is kind of giving you a nudge to open those and respond. And then like if I had a meeting with somebody and I didn't disposition an outcome, this way you're always ensuring your sales reps are, closing out or labeling their meetings. So your reporting is capturing accurate data. You'll also have the ability to work leads directly out of here. So if your marketing is generating a lot of new leads, they'll be populated in here, and you could have different lead scoring. And lead scoring is just a way for you to set criteria that will either give your leads a positive or a negative score. So maybe you want to score someone because they've visited your website or they've raised their hand and they want to talk to sales. Obviously, that's a high intent lead, and we want to make sure our sales reps are giving the utmost front attention to them. And then you could do like negative score. So maybe it's like someone who's completely outside of a vertical you don't work in. All these criteria are customizable by you to properly ensure that your sales reps are working the most high intent leads, and maybe not spinning their wheels on someone who's pretty low value. So I threw a lot at you. I'm gonna turn the mic back to Travis. Please let me know if you missed anything, if you have any specific questions. But that's the quick kind of 30,000 foot view of HubSpot.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. As you can see, a lot there. We're going to open it up to questions now, and so if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll answer those as they come in. And want to thank everyone who showed up today. Happy to hop on a call. If you want to do a strategy call, we can do that for 50% off. Or if you just want to talk about HubSpot, get a deeper demo, let me know and send me an email. My email is there, and we can schedule some time to go into an even deeper demo and really talk about your particular business and how HubSpot can be customized for that. So any questions out there in the ether, I guess? And I can see we have about 5 people on LinkedIn now. And not sure if that's always accurate or not, but yeah, Anthony, anything else you wanted to add?
Maybe just call out too that, HubSpot, we have all different packages for all different kind of stages of business. So we have free tools available all the way to enterprise solutions. So no matter the size of your company, I'm sure there's a tool set out there that will work for you. So don't hesitate to either reach out to myself or Travis about pricing questions, figuring out what plan is the best for you. I know on our website, there's a ton of information on there. It can kind of feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose. So more than happy to help guide you in the right direction to see what would be the best solution for your business use case.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I don't think we have any questions showing up in the chat. So we must have done such a great job explaining it that everybody left feeling like they know what they need to know. But Yeah. Anyway, always available. If you want to chat, if you want to dive deeper, just shoot me an email and we can get something scheduled.
Awesome. Really appreciate everyone. And yeah, we're always here if you have any questions. Thanks.
Thanks everyone.
Trav.
Thanks, Anthony.
Bye.